Right, so we're going to talk a little bit about karma here. So what questions do you have?
So what is karma to you?
Karma to me is a resolution of energy within ourselves. If you look at yourself as infinite space, and if you look at yourself between infinite space and the human experience, there is what we call soul energy. And if you would consider soul energy to be a grid, if you want to call it an energy grid, that is the sum total of all your experiences, then karma for me is a resolution of that experience back into space. Does that make sense to you?
That's quite a good concept.
Okay.
That's okay. That's
Okay,
good. That's quite
right.
a good concept for a lot of like us mere mortals to understand. So can you explain that in a way that it's maybe more simple?
Karma is basically your own energy. So if you have put out an energy in terms of an experience, and if that energy requires resolution, then it'll return to you in any lifetime. I want to keep that simple, in any lifetime for you to re-experience it, perhaps from a different perspective. So it's in that self-expression and then self-experience in different perspectives that you will come as close as possible to what we call the absolute experience, whilst you're still in human form or in material body.
So does that mean then that if you haven't resolved something in this lifetime, that it will just keep coming back?
That's right.
Is that what that
Yeah,
means?
in the simple way, yeah. So most people look at karma as being negative, inverted commas. For me, there's no such thing as positive and negative. There's no such thing as light and dark. It just is. Life just is what it is, and how we relate with it is how natural self-expression at the time, except that when we are not in touch with our own inner being, it's not often natural. It's a conditioned response based on what society expects us to say and do. So if we look at karma in terms of light, light energy, if you can keep a focus on that, then life becomes much more full of joy instead of having to go through all the pain or the processes or whatever it is that you need to integrate within yourself again. If you see yourself already as being whole, and that karma just is, then it needn't impact your life in the way that impacts a lot of other people's lives. And then life can expand and be much more full of joy.
So how do we resolve karma?
You have to be aware. You have to always be aware of the light in your heart and who you really are within. Most people only see themselves as being human. They don't see themselves as being an expansive spirit, an expansive sum total of all the experiences in the universe. They don't see themselves as expression, as form, as love. They just see themselves in the human condition, and that's fine. And if we can integrate the two together, then it makes life flow much easier, and it brings community back in a way that makes us more able to support each other, because we see in each other's journey our own.
What are the tools that people need to use in their life to be able to live a life such as you describe?
Meditation, self-awareness, an exploration of the deeper truths of life, to realize that life is beyond materiality. That in seeking to own and hold materiality in the way that we do, only separates us from our own inner silence and our own inner peace. And it keeps us on what I call the search for fulfillment. And you can either be in a journey on a search for fulfillment, or you can be fulfillment itself. Once you recognize that you're already everything that you would like to be, which is immaterial, formless, and therefore something that expands forever, then life just flows because you're focused on the growth of life rather than on what you are not.
Yeah, so the concept of karma is very much in the public consciousness. People talk about that's good karma or that's bad karma, if they do something that's good or something that's bad. So how does that perception of karma differ from the karma that you're talking about?
I think the understanding of karma as being good and bad already, puts it into judgment level. Judgment values in terms of what is good and what is bad, what is right and what is wrong, what is positive and what is negative. Depends on perspectives. And I think the broader your perspectives and the deeper your understanding of life is, then you will understand that life just is. It just is what it is, and it is how you relate with it. As long as you're true to yourself and your heart, and you have your eye on the bigger picture as well. So it is about you, and it's about beyond you into a wider community. Then you can see that karma is just about life. It's about life's flow. It's about life coming together again, as human beings are designed to come together and live together in community, support each other to grow, to focus on growth, to focus on giving into something rather than taking out of it, to have a voice that is respectful, dignified, that expresses yourself. That really is all life is requiring of us to be and do. For me, that is karma. It's the karma of just being in resolution and in harmony with ourselves, all that is, each other, and all of nature and life. Yeah, thank you. It sounds quite complex to me, but if you understand it, it makes people think. Yeah, it makes people think, and then if it makes people think, then it's done its purpose by jiggling energy. Yeah.
Is that easy to understand?
Yeah, thank you. Your questions are really good as well. Because once it's going, then the energy starts to flow. Yeah, and then I don't look Chinese because I'm slit. Yeah, and then I can't breathe, and I'm like, crap, this is so boring. And yeah, and actually, I sent something about spirituality, which would be, and I said to Webber, so you might find it quite boring. And he actually said, actually, I find it really interesting because he knows nothing about it, so that's really good. Because then he asks all these questions. And, I'm breaking massive concepts into bite size.
That's a lot.
It's
more on a macro
I know.
scale.
I know. But we want to touch each little heart and for everyone to feel that macro. Which is fun. Yeah,
what
thank
a
you. Oh, thank you so
Taking
much.
on the world.
Yay! Oh yeah, I know. Well, never make it easy. You can make it hard.